Rotorua, located in the North Island of New Zealand, also known as the volcanic city or sulphur city due to the hydrogen sulfide which makes the city smell like eggs. Rotorua has high geothermic activity from active volcanoes to bubbling mud pools and some of the largest geysers in the world.
What is up everybody, and welcome back to another video. First off, for those of you who don't know me, my name is Megan and I am a travel vlogger. I'm currently in my hometown of Christchurch, New Zealand, traveling around the beautiful country which I call home. Now, if you watched my videos before, you're probably wondering why it's just me. I travel with my beautiful, wonderful girlfriend, Anna. And she is not here with me right now, but that's because we're going to be going through the top 5 things to do in Rotorua. Now, starting with the 5th thing that I recommend you do in Rotorua is Hell's Gate. Now, Hell's Gate is a geothermic park owned by the Māoris. Now, just to give you a little bit of a backstory, Rotorua is named the volcanic city. Rotorua has a ton of geothermic activity going on, and you can see it everywhere in Rotorua. It's just magical, but there's so much geothermic activity going on underneath the ground, and it's definitely worth visiting one of the geothermic parks. But my suggestion would be Hell's Gate because it offers a lot of diversity. It's about a 10-minute drive from the city centre of Rotorua, and the park has mud spas, sulphur pools, and also has the geothermic valley walk, where you can see all the geothermic activity going on under the ground. The bubbling geothermic activity you see is only a small sign of the power existing below. When you first enter Hell's Gate, you are greeted by the god. Now, his name is Raumoko. He is the god of earthquakes, volcanoes, and seasons. What Hell's Gate is famous for is the mud spas. So you can go into the mud spa and you can put mud all over your skin, and it's supposed to make you look 10 years younger. But this experience is so worth it. I came out and my skin was so soft like a baby, and then you can soak in the sulphur pools. It's just a really relaxing day. Now, there's a few packages that you can choose from. We chose the Hell's Gate experience, where we got to do the geothermic valley walk plus the mud spas. Now, that cost us $99, but there are other options if you just want to do the valley walk or just want to do the mud spa. Now, I would allow about 4 to 5 hours if you're going to do the Hell's Gate experience like we did, because the walk takes around an hour and a half, and then you're going to have some lunch, and then you're going to do the mud spas, which is the favourite thing to do. There are other geothermic parks which you can visit, and the one that I would recommend would be Waimangu Valley. Other than that, the choice is yours, but my recommendation would be Waimangu Valley or Hell's Gate. Moving on to number 4, we are going to jump over to the tree walk. Now, this is called the Redwood Tree Walk Rotorua. This is where you walk high among giant 118-year-old redwood trees, and they open your eyes to the natural beauty of the forest. You are suspended 20 meters up in the air, and you get a completely different perspective of these gentle giants. They are literally huge. And being suspended, you can really understand how beautiful and how quiet and how peaceful these trees really are. Now, the tree walk takes around 40 minutes to complete, but again, I would recommend around an hour to an hour and a half to complete this. Time you take pictures and you stop to have a look around, it's always good to allow more time. It's going to cost around $30 as well, but the good thing about this is $30 allows you access to the night walk as well. Now, this is where it really comes to life. They have done an amazing job in setting up a night show as well. They basically put on all of the bridges all of these beautiful, beautiful lights that lights up the redwoods. They have projectors where they project owls onto the trees. It's a really cool experience, and it's definitely the same, but it's also different. So a top tip would be, if you are going to do the redwood tree walk, don't skip the night time. The $30 already includes your ticket for the night, and you can either do the same day or you can do the next day. So if you want to do the tree walk in the morning, then you can do that in the morning. You can then come back in the night time, or if you didn't want to come back on the same day, you could come back the next night. Moving to number 3, we are going to jump straight over to the Mount TARAWERA volcano walk. Now, who can say they've actually walked on an active volcano? I can. This was an amazing experience. We went with a company called Kai. Now, these guys were just brilliant. The whole experience itself is going to take you around 4 to 5 hours. They do have to jump in a bus and take you for a ride to the base of the Mount TARAWERA mountain. It is extremely bumpy, and it is about an hour to an hour and a half to the base of the active volcano. Now, this mountain last erupted in 1886, and this is just beautiful. You walk along the crater's edge and all the way up. Please take note of the color of the rocks. Like for me, when you looked into that crater, there were so many different colors in that volcano. It was just breathtaking. You are going to walk all along the crater up to the summit where you get beautiful views over Rotorua, and then you're going to walk back down the other side where you are going to do a scree run. What is a scree run, you may ask? Well, this is where you run down into the actual crater of the volcano and all of the volcanic ash and rock, and you run straight down, digging your heels in so that you don't scorpion dive all the way to the bottom. This is one of the coolest experiences that I have done, but a top tip again would be to wear appropriate footwear. Anna wasn't wearing very good footwear, and it definitely slowed her down on the scree run. It is a little bit pricey at $185, but I do think it's worth it. Like I said, it's around 5 hours and the guides are just fantastic, and who can really say that they've walked on an active volcano? It's a once in a lifetime experience. But again, a site I've recommended before is BookMe. Now BookMe is a site exclusive to New Zealand. You type in the region that you want to go and then it pops up with all of the deals. So we managed to get ours for $139, so it's a great way to get some discounts and save some money on these activities. Moving to number 2. Now this is one of my favorite activities, and yes, it is for the adrenaline junkies. Now the ZORB is a crazy Kiwi invention. They basically decided to shove someone in a big blow up ball with some water and push them down the hill. Yes, this is exactly what the ZORB is. Now I think it's better that I show you more than tell you, so let's go.
Straight down the hill, okay? Okay. Relax.
Sounds good.
Enjoy it.
Okay.
Have fun.
Thank you. As you would have just seen, there's 4 tracks that you can choose from. Now depending on how many tracks you want to do, the price is going to vary. Myself and Anna chose to do 3 tracks, and that cost us $99. And a top tip would be to actually go when it's raining like we did. We had no lines. Our whole experience was about an hour, hour and a half long, and there was no queues. We were up, we were down, we were up, we were down. It was fantastic. I know people who have been and they've waited in line for over 45 minutes to an hour just for one ride in the ZORB. They also have spas at the top and the bottom of the rides, so if you do go on a day that's raining like myself and Anna did, don't worry about being cold because you can jump in the spa before and after your run. Moving on to number 1. Now the number 1 thing that I recommend you do in Rotorua is the Hobbiton movie set. Now it's a little bit of a stitch up because it's actually an hour outside of Rotorua in a place called Matamata, but a little disclaimer, if you haven't seen the books or the movies, don't worry. Before I went to the Hobbiton movie set, I didn't even like Lord of the Rings, and I think I only sat through about 20 minutes of the first Hobbiton movie. But when you are there, you are completely transported to a different world, and it is for everyone. You don't have to have seen or read the books. You'll visit all 44 Hobbit holes, and then you'll end your tour in the Green Dragon Inn, which is the famous Hobbiton pub. Now, who doesn't love a good beer and cider? And the good news is the beer and the cider is exclusive to the movie set. It's actually brewed over at a local company called Good George. The tour is going to take around 2 hours, and you get a wee bus ride to the actual Alexander farm, which is where they built the Hobbit holes, and it's going to cost $99 for an adult as well. Top tip is to book in advance because people come all over the world to visit the Hobbiton movie set tour. Sometimes the waiting times are up to 6 to 8 weeks just to get a slot, so make sure you book well in advance. I hope you enjoyed my top 5 things for you to do on your trip to Rotorua. As always guys, don't forget to comment, like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!